Hi, have you ever wondered how to successfully load a long arm quilting machine and get it ready to quilt? Today I'm going to show you how to load the quilt. I'm going to also show you how to get the quilt machine ready to quilt before the quilting actually begins. Whenever I pin on my backing, I'm just using these little pins that have the flowers on them just like this. Now some people use zippers and some people use other things, but I found I have more control whenever I actually pin it, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure that my backing is at least as long as my batting, and I've already got my batting on there, so I'm not going to change it, but and I'm going to move my machine out of the way. So I'm going to use the guidelines on my leader, and I'm going to start pinning right from here. I have a little bit of fabric just like this, and I'm going to start pinning, and I just pin a little bit. I don't pin like that, I just pin a little bit, and I pin so that all of my pin is on this side. I don't want it accidentally coming through or coming off or anything like that. So where that is one of the lines, I get my next one and I come over here and I'm just going to pin. I pin it just like that, and I don't pull the fabric at all, because if you pull it you're going to have a stretched quilt. You don't want that. You just want it to be even. So I'm going to continue pinning until I'm all the way through this leader, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to just continue all the way until my quilt backing is done. Also, you want to have, this is the wrong side of the quilt backing. This is the right side. So Christina Boss is the one whose quilt I'm going to be putting on here. And she has let me quilt a lot of her beautiful, beautiful quilts, and you'll see one of hers in just a few minutes. But just remember that this is the right side, it's facing down. The wrong side of the backing is facing up. The backing is now loaded just on one side. Notice I've got the pins, and the pins are still on the little lines here. But now, how do you load the other side? And so I worried about this. This is a tip that I have come up with. Very, very simple. See how crooked it is here? You do not want a crooked quilt. So it's very important to make sure it's all parallel to the floor, all perpendicular to what you're doing. And so how to get that without really taking a lot of time, I'm going to simply pull this straight. I'm going to pull it straight over here. I'm going to pull it straight over here, and making sure that it all looks about the same. And this one is just a little bit, I'm going to pull this down just a little bit more. Okay, so now I've got it all straight up here. I'm going to take a pin. This is a tip. Okay, I'm going to put a pin right on this extra leader, right at the edge where the fabric meets the leader. Right there. I'm going to take this away, put it in here, and that's where I start pinning my black fabric, or my backing. It works all the time. So, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to make it match. I'm going to take out that pin and I'm going to pin. Just like it did before, but now I'm going to pin also right at these lines, and I'm going to pin all the way down until I am finished, and then I'll be back. Okay, I have pinned all of the backing. I've pinned it to this side over here, which is the take-up leader. I've pinned it to the backing, and as you can see, here's my pins all the way down. And now the next step is we're going to turn this backing, which happens to be a minky. It's a black minky, and we're going to turn it very carefully. Now, as I'm turning it, I'm looking side to side to make sure that every single thing is straight. And if it's not straight, I'm going to straighten it before I continue. I'm also going to pull off all the little threads that might be there, because I want a nice clean cut fabric. So I'm going to just kind of make sure that it's also straight here. You're checking the sides You're checking the middle, and you're checking every single thing, because this is just really important. Don't skimp on this. Just kind of run your hands, make sure it's nice and clean. Oh, I see a little fuzz ball there. And if you can see, here comes another little piece of white right there. We're going to get rid of that. Oh, and also here's another tip. Over here I have my trash bag. It's just a plastic bag that I got from a quilting store. And I've taped it. Here it is. I've taped it using the painter's tape. And I just tape it right here to the side. And that way, whenever I have trash, I don't have to go everywhere. And another tip is I have these plastic bags, probably 5 of them around in my craft room. And that way I don't have to go far. Whenever the trash is empty, I just empty it out and then start a new bag. So anyway, back to this. I'm smoothing it out, making sure that it's nice and straight and it doesn't have wrinkles. And we're going to quickly take that up. Oh, it's looking really nice. It's looking straight. Oops, there's a little fuzz ball down there. One here, one here. And we're going to quickly. So with this, you can actually get a little bit of exercise. Another fuzz, another fuzz. And you get these little fuzz balls off of here. It's just little threads and strings, but I don't want them on there. Okay, this is. Now, if you notice, now we're down to here, and it looks nice and straight. I don't have any wrinkles, any dimples, any things that are kind of overlapping. So the next step, I'm going to take it up here. So I'm going to go around to the side. Okay, move this. I'm going to lower this just a little bit. And then I'm going to pull my knob. And I'm going to twist this. Whoops, a little bit too much. So I'm going to twist this until I hear the click. Click. That means it's in place. I'm going to lock my take-up rail, which is the top one, up here. I'm going to twirl it until it's kind of straight. Now I can tighten up my backing. So I'm going to tighten it up. Now this is minky. I don't tighten it up too much. You want to be able to still have some spring in it, but you don't want to tighten it up so much that it's not going to have that spring. And you don't want to have it too loose that it's not going to keep its shape. Just right.